Yeah, you just
Because if they
learn to
steal
not
from
really
you,
care as much about things that we have, you know.
because it's all temporary or it's not real, or
Yeah, I mean it's real, but it's all temporary,
like we
And
can't take any of it.
who's to say you even deserve what you have? Because I don't know.
Yeah.
I think I fleshed it out in a video, but I don't know if you've seen it or how well I really fleshed it out. But I was talking about an idea where these big companies that get a lot of money and then they want to be like good and they donate it to like good causes. I had this whole thing of like it's weird to try to accumulate a large amount of money and then do what you see as good with it because who do you think you are that what you think is good or the best way to use that money is better than what everyone else thinks? That's like a thing in the mind where you think my way or what I think is the best way to help people is better than everyone else's way. You know what I mean? It's like why and that's like a crooked thing too cuz money can be controlled and all this other stuff, but like if you just think like Jesus when he was here, he wasn't trying to collect a whole bunch of money and then like trying to give it to a bunch of people.
Yeah.
He knew
You
like
know,
that wasn't the best way.
I had an interesting conversation with someone where he's like, sometimes your 10% doesn't have to be money. It could be like just chores or like, things you want to do for people. Or, like if you still got extra time in the day or if you still got extra energy and you want to help out your church, you help them out. Like you don't have to like pay them with cash, you
Yeah, I
know.
don't pay the church at all because I feel like they're not
Jesus wasn't even asking for money.
I
Or
just feel like they're not strengthening people's connection to God the way that they should be. You know what I
one
mean?
of my friends was like, a lot of pastors just read like one little portion of the Bible and then they use that for their own like message or their own ideas and then they don't really like go in depth to what that actually means or like what kind of meaning it had behind it.
Yeah.
Because have you gone to church,
Yeah.
like one of these modern churches, like where they have like big TV screens and they just put a verse up real quick and they just go over it?
I've been to the church you go to in Lockhart,
Oh, okay. Well, I don't
but
go to the one. I didn't go to the one in Lockhart, but
the same
I'm sure
branch,
they.
the one that you went when you were living up here.
Yeah, did you think it was a nice church?
I think it was nice, but I just think the people there are not really on the same
Authentic.
path that I'm on. So, I'm not, I just, I'm trying to get to the truth and God as quick as possible. And I feel like they're sidetracked with a lot of other stuff. I'm not
Yeah.
saying they're not good people. I'm not saying they're not connected with God. And I'm not saying they're not on their way to God. But I just see a lot of distractions with the church and with all the individuals. You know, they care about what you're wearing and, you know, just a
Like
million
you
other
think
things that don't fucking matter.
like Sunday's best?
Yeah, exactly. Type shit.
You
Who
think we should just go in sandals and flip
who gives a
flops? Shouldn't
fuck? You
matter.
should be your best version of yourself every day. You just went out drinking last night and doing all this crazy stuff and now you're here at church. Or, you argue with your fucking spouse all the fucking time and you never think of how to correct it. And that could be both sexes. If you argue with your spouse all the time and you don't think of how to fix it and you go to church every Sunday, you're a fucking idiot. And there's a lot, and it's small shit like that. It's like, why don't you try to make your life better and get closer to God? You're just stuck in the same old cycle, but you go to church every Sunday. It's like you're not doing it. You're not doing it. The thing you're supposed to do, you're not doing it. You know what I mean? Like, and you see it. I was dating that girl, and I would go to church with her here and there, somewhat often. But a couple years ago, and I've been to church other times in other circumstances, and you just see people. It's like, I don't know. They're just people that are just in a place, but are they really getting closer to God or making their lives better? You know.
Yeah.
So
You think
if you go to
you
church and
think
you
it
vote, something's wrong. Okay.
yeah.